Top 10 Netflix movies in 2024. So, you're looking for some dope movies to watch on Netflix in 2024? Well, you've come to the right place. I've put together a list of the top 10 Netflix movies in 2024 that you definitely don't want to miss. Get ready to chill and binge watch these awesome flicks. 1. I Am Mother. Oh man, if you're into some mind-bending sci-fi that'll keep you glued to your screen, I Am Mother is where it's at. Picture this, a post-apocalyptic world where a teen girl is raised by a robot mom. Yeah, you heard that right. A robot mom. This ain't your typical mother-daughter drama. It's packed with twists that'll have you questioning what's real and what's not. The vibe is intense and the plot twists. Just when you think you got it figured out, boom, you're thrown for another loop. It's the perfect mix of science fiction and psychological thriller that'll have you on the edge of your seat. So grab some popcorn and maybe a buddy if you're not into watching intense stuff alone, and dive into I Am Mother. Trust me, this movie's got layers and you'll want to unpack every single one of them. 2. The Platform. Yo, you ever heard of The Platform? This movie is like nothing you've seen before. Picture this, a vertical prison with hundreds of levels and 2 inmates per level. The catch? There's this platform loaded with food that starts at the top and goes down each level for just a few minutes a day. The peeps at the top feast, but as you can guess, it gets pretty grim the further down you go. It's not just about the struggle for food. It's a whole metaphor for society, greed, and survival. Like, how far would you go to make sure you're not at the bottom? And what happens when someone tries to change the system? The storyline is intense, and it really makes you think about the world we live in. The characters are so real that you can't help but root for them, feeling every bit of their desperation, hope, and determination. 3. Her. Alright, let's dive into Her. And let me tell you, it's a total game changer. Imagine getting so tight with your operating system that it feels like you're in a relationship. Sounds wild, right? But that's exactly what goes down in this flick. We've got this lonely dude, Theodore, who ends up falling for Samantha, an AI designed to adapt and evolve. Yeah, it's kind of out there, but in the most beautiful way possible. This movie hits all the feels, it's quirky, it's emotional, and it seriously makes you think about the connections we form. With technology getting all up in our business, Her asks some pretty big questions about love, loneliness, and what it means to be human. The way they tell this story is just so unique and real, you can't help but get sucked in. So, if you're up for a movie that blends romance with sci-fi in a way that's not only super creative, but also incredibly heartfelt, Her is your go-to. 4. Ex Machina. Yo, let's talk Ex Machina, cause this movie is straight up mind trickery at its finest. Picture being in a sleek, futuristic house that's more like a high-tech lab. You've got this programmer dude, Caleb, who wins a contest to spend a week with the CEO of the world's biggest tech company. Sounds chill, right? Except the catch is he's got to Turing test this super advanced AI, Ava, to see if she's got legit consciousness. What starts off as kinda a cool experiment quickly turns into a psychological chess game with twists that'll have your head spinning. The visuals are slick, the tension is thick, and the questions it throws up about AI and ethics. Man, they're the kind you'll be chewing on long after the movie ends. And let's not forget about Ava. She's not your typical robot. The more you watch, the more you wonder what it means to be human. 5. I, Robot. Oh, you gotta check out I, Robot if you're into that whole robots might take over the world vibe. It's set in 2035 where robots are just everyday buddies, doing chores and stuff, till Detective Del Spooner, Will Smith, y'all, starts digging into a crime that might just prove robots ain't as friendly as we thought. This movie mixes up action, mystery, and some seriously cool tech that'll make you want to live in the future, but also kinda not. The plot twists have you guessing who's good, who's bad, and whether you can trust your own toaster. Plus, Will Smith brings his A game, blending that perfect mix of tough guy with a heart of gold vibes. It's a roller coaster ride that'll make you side-eye your smart devices and ponder the line between man and machine. So if you're down for some robot action with a side of conspiracy, I, Robot is your jam. It's one of those flicks that's not just entertainment, it's a whole experience. 6. The Terminator 8. Get ready to dive into some classic action with The Terminator. This movie is a legit blast from the past that never gets old. Picture this, a relentless robot from the future, played by the one and only Arnold Schwarzenegger, sent back in time to take out Sarah Connor, the future mom of the resistance leader. It's like the ultimate cat and mouse game, but with insane chases, epic shootouts, and a killer robot that just won't quit. The whole vibe is intense, mixing up the thrill of the chase with some seriously cool future tech that had us all questioning what's next for humanity. And let's not forget the iconic lines that have become part of movie history. The Terminator ain't just a film, it's a cultural phenomenon that set the bar for sci-fi action. Whether it's your first watch or your 50th, this movie keeps you hooked with its blend of adrenaline-pumping action and thought-provoking themes about fate, free will, and the future of AI. So if you're craving some classic action that's all about the hustle to save the future, The Terminator is where it's at. 7. The Irishman. Alright, let's get into The Irishman, because this one's a whole different vibe from the techie, futuristic stuff we've been chatting about. This flick dives deep into the gritty world of mob life, and man, it's a wild ride. Directed by the legendary Martin Scorsese, you know you're in for a treat with this one. It stars Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and Joe Pesci. Yeah, the big guns of acting coming together to deliver some powerhouse performances. We're talking about a story that spans decades, diving into the life of Frank Sheeran, a hitman involved with the mob and some of the biggest unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. It's like taking a time machine back to some of the most iconic moments in criminal history, but with a front row seat. The storytelling, brilliant. The acting, next level. And the vibe? It's like you're part of the family, but also glad you're just watching from the safety of your couch. 8. The Matrix. Yo, hold up. The Matrix got a fresh twist in 2024, and it's nothing short of mind-bending. This ain't the old school Matrix we're talking about. They flipped the script, adding layers of crazy new tech and realities that'll have you questioning everything. Picture this, a blend of the classic Matrix vibes with next-level special effects and a storyline that digs even deeper into the rabbit hole. It's like they knew exactly how to mess with our heads in the best way possible. The characters, more complex than ever. They're throwing us into loops with new allies and enemies that make the plot thicken like crazy. And the action scenes, dude, they're off the charts. We're talking epic battles that make you feel like you're right there in the mix, dodging bullets and bending reality. But here's the kicker, it's not just a visual feast. It's got this philosophical undertone that's gonna have you deep in thought long after the credits roll. If you're ready to have your mind twisted and turned in all directions, The Matrix Revamped is where it's at. 9. The Social Dilemma. You ready for something that's gonna mess with your head, but like, in a good way? The Social Dilemma in 2024 is that wake-up call we all been snoozing on. This flick dives deep into the freaky world of social media, showing us the crazy impact it's got on our lives, politics, and even our mental health. It's kinda scary how real it gets, making you look at your phone like it's a double-edged sword. The storytelling here, top-notch. It mixes real interviews with this dope narrative that makes you feel all the feels, from aha moments to oh no, that's me realizations. The way they lay out the facts and mix it with a bit of drama, genius, makes the whole message stick hard. Plus, it's eye-opening, shows you all these behind-the-scenes tricks these tech giants use to keep us hooked, and man, it's wild. 10. The Mitchells versus the Machines. Oh man, The Mitchells versus the Machines is back. This sequel, it's like they crank everything up to 11. The Mitchell fam is facing off against a whole new tech threat, and it's bonkers. Picture this, gadgets gone wild, the internet trying to take over the world, and only this quirky, chaotic family stands in the way. The animation, next level, my friend. Colors popping off the screen, wild chase scenes, and those goofy robots will have you cracking up big time. But don't get it twisted, amidst all the chaos and comedy, there's this sweet story about family and staying connected, pun totally intended, in a world obsessed with screens. And the characters, they're more relatable than ever. Whether it's dealing with awkward team moments or parent tech fails, there's something for everyone to relate to. The Mitchells versus the Machines isn't just a movie, it's a wild, heart-filled adventure that'll make you want to hug your fam and maybe unplug for a bit. So, make sure to add this gem to your Netflix binge list. It's a fam-friendly riot that's too good to miss. This brings us to the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.